In today's video, we'll be looking at Africa's top 10 countries with the highest GDPs in 2020. Welcome to Inside Africa, the place that helps you to discover the beautiful continent of Africa. If you are new or a returning viewer, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Starting at number 10 with the country Tanzania, which is home to the famous Mount Kilimanjaro and is located in East Africa, bordered by Kenya in the north, Uganda, Rwanda and Burundi, to the west by the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and in the south by Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, and to its east by the Indian Ocean. Tanzania is categorized as a developing lower middle income economy and brings in a whopping GDP of $62.224 billion. It's also ranked 74th in the world. It has a GDP per capita of $1,105. Most of the country's economy is largely based on agriculture, contributing almost 25% to the GDP. Industries such as mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, natural gas, and water supply make up 30% of the GDP. Some of the primary exports of Tanzania are gold, cashew nuts, coffee, and cotton. This country is definitely on the rise in the Eastern Bloc of Africa and has had a 5.6% economic growth rate in recent years. In the 9th spot, we have Ghana, a West African country bordered by Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Togo, and the Atlantic Ocean. Ghana was the first sub-Saharan African country to break free from colonial rule and is home to approximately 29 million people. Ghana's GDP is $67.077 billion, is 71 on global ranking, and is classified as a developing lower to middle income economy, with just over 6% economic growth over the last 2 years. Services sector contributes around 50% of the Ghanaian GDP, followed by industry at around 25%, and then agriculture. Ghana's biggest exports are gold, bauxite, aluminium, manganese ore, diamonds, oil, cocoa, timber, tuna, and horticultural products. Ghana has a stable and growing economy, definitely one to put on your watch list. In the 8th spot, we have a country found in the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia, a landlocked country that is famous for being the place where the first coffee bean originated. It is bordered by Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya, South Sudan, and Sudan. Ethiopia has a GDP of $91.166 billion, which comprises mainly of agriculture, making up over 40% of the total GDP, 60% of exports, and more than 80% of total employment. Construction, manufacturing, tourism, food processing, resources, and energy make up the rest of the GDP. Ethiopia's economic growth has averaged around 9.9% every year for the past 10 years, and is classified currently as a developing low-income economy, with hopes to be a middle-income economy by 2025. Despite it having a stable annual growth, Ethiopia faces socio-political instability, high consumer inflation, and an underdeveloped private sector, which are worth keeping an eye on. However, the government has launched an ambitious economic reform to open up the economy and spearhead transformation. The primary exports from Ethiopia are coffee, cat, oilseeds, gold, leather products, and live animals. If you really want an authentic Ethiopian coffee, then Addis Ababa is the place for you. Number 7 goes to Angola, a country in southern Africa bordered by Namibia, Zambia, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the Atlantic Ocean. Angola is known to have the biggest reserves of raw materials in Africa. However, years of mismanagement and corruption has led to the country being negatively affected. Its GDP is $91.527 billion, ranks 62 globally, and is categorized as a developing lower middle income economy. 90% of the nation's revenue in the export sector comes from the sale of crude oil. Other noteworthy exports include diamonds, cargo ships, refined petroleum products, coffee, sisal, fish and fish products, timber, and cotton. Agriculture is also expected to become an important sector in the economy in the future. Since the end of the civil war in 2002, the country has experienced one of the fastest growing economies in the world and has become one of the richest countries in Africa, with a GDP per capita of $3,038. This country is definitely one for the books. The number 6 position goes to Kenya, a country located in East Africa, bordered by Somalia, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, and the Indian Ocean. It is well known for its amazing landscapes, wildlife, as well as its established coffee and tea sector. Kenya's GDP is $99.246 billion, and it is ranked globally at 61 with a GDP per capita of $2,010. It is currently recognized as a developing lower middle income economy. Due to Kenya's strategic location of its coastline, it has always been a trading hub of the region for centuries. Unlike many other economies, Kenya's is not built around the oil sector, but rather the industrial sector, which contributes almost 50% of the GDP, as well as the agricultural sector, which contributes to 35% of the GDP. Kenya is also known for its tourism, financial services, and technology industries, while petroleum comprises a significant part of its foreign exchange. The primary exports from Kenya are tea, coffee, horticultural products, petroleum products, fish, cement, and apparel. Kenya has one of the fastest growing economies in sub-Saharan Africa. This is a result of positive investor confidence and a stable political climate. If you're looking for fast, stable internet and a good cup of tea, then head to Kenya. Coming in the 5th position is Morocco. This North African country is bordered by Algeria, Western Sahara, and the Atlantic Ocean. Morocco is the second richest non-oil producing African country. This North African country has a GDP of $119.4 billion. It's also ranked 58th globally. It has a GDP per capita of $3,345. 30% of Morocco's GDP comes from industry, 15% from agriculture, and 55% from the service sector. Morocco has a growing tourism sector and relies heavily on its agriculture, and is the 3rd largest producer of phosphorus in the world. Due to its smartly diversified portfolio, Morocco also exports electrical equipment, vehicles and vehicle parts, crude minerals, fertilizers, citrus fruits, vegetables, fish, petroleum products, and additionally, the telecom and textile industry brings a lot to the economy. Despite Morocco experiencing stunted economic growth due to internal problems, the country still has a lot to offer, and it's well known for its tourist attractions and foods. Coming in at number 4 is the largest country on the African continent, Algeria. This North African country is bordered by Morocco, Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Libya, Tunisia, and the Mediterranean Sea. Algeria has a GDP of $172.78 billion and is ranked globally at 53 with a GDP per capita of $3,980. Algeria has done a tremendous job in reducing poverty in the country by 20% in the last 20 years. This has allowed it to reach the status of developing upper middle income economy, the first country to reach this status on our list so far. The Saharan country's economy is heavily reliant on crude oil, so much so that hydrocarbons make up almost 70% of income for the country. The country is also one of the largest suppliers of ammonia in Africa, and other sectors that make up the economy include agriculture, industrial works, commercial services, and construction. Due to uncertainty and political scandals in the hydrocarbon industry, Algeria's economy has taken a dip recently. However, Algeria's GDP remains strong, and let's hope it continues to stay like this. Egypt takes the 3rd position in our list. This ancient land, which is home to the pyramids of Giza and the Nile River, is bordered by Sudan, Libya, Israel, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Red Sea. This North African country held the spot of the richest country in Africa for many years. However, due to the Arab Spring uprising, Egypt's economy has suffered. As a result, it is classified as a developing lower middle income economy. Its GDP is $302.256 billion, and and is ranked 40th globally with the GDP per capita of $346. The leading contributors to the Egyptian economy include petroleum, natural gas exports, tourism, wholesale and retail trade, construction and real estate, as well as cotton, textiles, agricultural goods, and metal products. The state has diversified its economy away from just raw material exports, and over half of the GDP now comes from service-based employment. However, Egypt does still face some socio-economic issues due to a large proportion of its citizens living below the poverty line, unemployment, and a weak healthcare system. Egypt is still one of the most visited African countries and is definitely worth a trip. Taking the second place position is South Africa. The Rainbow Nation is bordered by Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, Lesotho, and has access to both the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Home to the Big Five and Table Mountain, South Africa has a strong GDP of $358.839 billion. The country is considered to be one of the fastest developing countries in the world. It is 35 on the global ranking, and it's categorized as a developing upper middle income economy with a GDP per capita of $6,100. South Africa can attribute its high GDP to a great mix of mining, manufacturing, financial services, and tourism. It is abundant in raw materials such as gold, diamonds, platinum, coal, and iron ore, with gold and platinum being the world's largest exports. The country is popular among lots of travelers and therefore puts a lot of emphasis on tourism. South Africa has the highest rates of inequality in the world due to political and global turmoil. This has prevented the country from reaching its full potential. If you're looking for diversity and a good time, then South Africa is the place to go. The number one spot for the top 10 highest GDP in Africa goes to Nigeria. This West African country has the highest population in Africa with over 200 million citizens. It's bordered by Cameroon, Niger, Benin, and the Atlantic Ocean. The GDP for this country comes in at a whopping $446.543 billion and is ranked globally at number 27 with a GDP per capita of $2,222, making it a developing lower middle income economy. The sizable GDP is mainly driven by crude oil, and the country records around 1.6 million barrels of crude oil a day, making it the largest exporter in Africa. The GDP is also made up by finance, transport, infrastructure, and tourism. Nigeria also has an abundance of raw materials such as coal, limestone, zinc, lead, tin, natural gas, niobium, and iron ore, and fertile land for agriculture producing cocoa and rubber, which is responsible for over 20% of the GDP. Due to this digitally savvy population, Nigeria's tech industry is the fastest growing sector. In recent years, Nigeria's growth has slowed down to 2% due to political instability, socio-economic factors, and oil production shocks. Having said that, the country still boasts vibrant cultural heritage, and the large population remains the number one producer in terms of the GDP. And there you have it, the top 10 richest countries in Africa according to their GDP. If you enjoyed this video and wish to see more like it, then give this video a thumbs up so we know to create more content like this. Hit the subscribe and notification bell to be informed of new uploads, and don't forget to comment and share. See you soon!